Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to do a full face of makeup using the products that I purchased from Priceline. Without further ado, let's hop right into the video. I have already done my brows and primer because I don't have anything from Priceline that I picked up while I was over in Brisbane. For foundation today, I have the designer brands long wear 24-hour foundation, and this is full coverage, and this one is in the shade True Beige. It also has an SPF of 15. It comes in this frosted glass bottle, which I thought was really luxurious, and it comes with a pump, which I like. I heard a lot of people talk about this, and apparently this foundation oxidizes, so we'll see how it goes. I have about that much right there. This clearly has a neutral undertone and it's very thick. Thankfully the undertone is neutral because I cannot stand foundations that have like a strong pink undertone. It's just not for me. In terms of coverage, it's fairly decent. It blends pretty good with the sponge. It doesn't have a strong scent, which I like for a foundation. I don't like foundation that has like a very fragrant scent. Oh my god, it looks so white against my skin tone. It is medium coverage with the one pump. I still see a lot of marks and pigmentations that I have, but it's nothing very obvious. I feel like this foundation has got a natural finish. It's not matte, it's not glowy. For a long wearing foundation, that's actually a good finish. I'll just focus this more on the problem areas that I have. So the foundation builds up pretty good. It doesn't have a sticky feeling to it. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel very greasy on the skin as well. So now I have the Glow This Way Illuminating Concealer, and this is in the shade Beige, and this is the second to the lightest because I honestly thought that the foundation is going to oxidize. So this comes in a acrylic tube. It comes with a doe foot applicator. Again, it feels luxurious, and this one has got a lot of yellow to it. It's a little bit dry and thick for a glowy concealer. I will use this to prime my lids as well. This concealer is not glowy at all. It's so hard to blend. I feel like, look, it's already dried pretty quickly, so you have to work really fast, and also you don't get a lot of work time for this. For a glowy illuminating concealer, I was expecting it to be like thin, lightweight, and blendable. This, however, is total opposite. In terms of coverage, it didn't really cover anything. Like especially on this area where I have the darkest, it has more of like a gray cast. I guess it's because of the foundation being too light. It made it a little bit gray. I can kind of see where the glowy comes in because if I tilt my head, you could kind of see like the light reflects on my lids a little bit and a little bit on my under eye. But in terms of like blendability and coverage, like it's not amazing. I'm gonna put more here. So our base is looking a little bit problematic today. It's weird though because designer brands face products are meant to be good. I guess it's their bronzers and their highlights that are amazing, but the foundation, they need to work on it a little bit more. It doesn't have the best shade range, and it's strange because the foundation is already breaking apart around the nose area. Like it clung onto my dry patches, but this area right here does not have any coverage. The foundation in my forehead definitely oxidized, but not my face. Because I put a thin layer on my forehead, I feel like that oxidized more than the rest of my face. So we're gonna add. I will use the Mecca Max banana powder instead of this one for the under eye because I feel like this grayness right here needs to go. I am going to apply a little bit of a banana powder to neutralize everything. Oh, the foundation is doing a lot of terrible things on my face right now. Moving on to the translucent setting powder, I have this one from Savvy, and this is very affordable. I opted for the pressed one because I don't want the loose powder to take a lot of room, especially I only have carry-on going to Australia, and also the fact that the pressed version is less messy. The translucent powder is very finely milled, it blends smoothly, and it did a good job in mattifying my forehead and my chin area, so it's a great setting powder. For the bronzer, unfortunately this is not an Australian brand. Model's Own is a UK based drugstore brand, but they do sell this in Priceline, so I thought I'd just give it a go. So this is the Sculpt and Glow matte bronzing powder, and this one is in the shade Deep Tan. This was under $20. I actually love a red tone / neutral tone bronzer. I like to use a stippling brush, and hopefully it will correct the tone of the foundation. Thank God for bronzer. So now I feel like I'm looking more like my skin tone. This bronzer is very pigmented. It blends beautifully for balancing the color of your foundation, especially if you have a little bit of a lighter foundation. To bronze my nose, I like to use this e.l.f. fan brush because it just fluffs it over here and it blends it really well. For blush today, I have this Savvy Classic blush, and this is in the shade Cherry. Again, this is a very affordable brand, and oh my god, this screams summer to me. And also, if you have like a medium tan skin tone, this kind of color is great for you. It has a little bit of sheen to it, very pigmented, so I'm going to pick that much and just tap that on my hand and focus that on the back part of my cheek and going forward, so this will give me like a nice sun-kissed glow. So for highlighter today, I am going to again use the Sculpt and Glow highlighting powder from Model's Own, and this is in Peach Pearl, and this is what it looks like. It kind of reminds me of the Revolution Vivid Highlights and Peach Lights, and also the Precious Petals from Wet n Wild highlighter. It's definitely peachy, but you could get away with using this as a highlighter. I might have to top it off with the eyeshadow from the eyeshadow palette that I'm excited to share. I would actually prefer the Golden Beach, I think it's called, but they sold out, so I settled for this one, and it's actually not that bad. Like, I could still wear it, it's just that the pink in it is a little bit obvious. Just keep that in mind. It's great for a nose highlight though. We are now gonna move on to the eyeshadow palette, which I am so excited to try. This one is from Models Prefer, and this is the Saltwater eyeshadow palette. This is what the box looks like. So it's the beach, hence the name, but it's so pretty. It's that like aqua blue right there with the off-white sand, which represents Australian beach very well. And this eyeshadow palette is, I think, $20. It comes in acrylic packaging, which is white, very clean. It has that aqua blue writing on it, and then on the back it has an instruction. If you are not into colors, it has like a basic instruction on how you can do an eyeshadow look. The description here says, inspired by the colors of the tropics, this palette contains an array of stunning matte and shimmer shades, with colors ranging from sandy neutrals to oceanic blues, to create endless paradise-worthy looks. Now that it's coming to summer here in New Zealand, this I feel like is a perfect eyeshadow palette, especially if you're on a budget. It comes with a film that protects the eyeshadow, which I already took off, and it comes with a decent sized mirror. The mirror is actually huge, and how gorgeous are the eyeshadow shades. They are so pretty, especially the blue, the shades of blue and the greens, the bronzy coppery shade right here. You have a great selection of matte base to transition colors. I also love the fact that the shades has got names in blue-green writing. It's very summery. We'll start with the shimmers. So we will swatch Sunshine. Oh, that's so pretty. And Hot Sand, which is more on like the yellow sheen. And then Treasure. Ooh, how gorgeous. And Bikini. Oh my god. And then Sandcastle. Oh, these eyeshadows are amazing. These are the swatches. They're not the most like pigmented shimmery eyeshadows out there, but it's there. The quality is pretty alright for the price you pay. And now I am going to swatch the blues right here. So we have Seafoam, Aquamarine, and Siren. Gorgeous green. So these are more pigmented. And now we're going to swatch Oasis, which is this blue right here. It's matte. Oh, that's very pigmented for a drugstore matte eyeshadow. And Atlantis, which is this deep blue, royal-ish blue shade. Oh my god. Atlantis showed up pretty sheer, and then Oasis, that matte blue, ooh, it's pigmented, but it's a little bit powdery. I feel like that could easily fade, but then if you have a good base, that could work too. But ooh, look at these shimmers. For the mattes, there's a few that I wanted to swatch. We have here Tropic, which is a nice warm shade. Oh, they feel soft. That's Palm right there, which is a nice transition shade. Nice transition shade. And then we have Dive, which is your deep sandy brown. Ooh, that's very pretty. And last but not the least, we're going to swatch June, which is this beigey color. And look at that pigmentation. Dive into this shade called June. Put that as my transition base shade. And it's not overly powdery as well, which is a good thing, especially for a drugstore eyeshadow palette. For transition shade, I am going to first use Tropic, which can be a little bit scary. The only shade that is missing though is maybe like a lighter brown, like if you mix this one right here with June, that color for a transition, because these two right here are somewhat deep for transition, but I guess you could always apply a light hand. That is so pigmented. Ooh, I did not expect that at all. Pretty blendable though. The shadows are a little bit powdery, like when you tap into it, but it's not excessive fallout. I'll build that up over here and focus that on the crease more, and I'll put that on the inner corner as well. Wanted to deepen the outer V a little bit, so I'm going to grab a different brush and I'm going to go and use Palm and go back to Tropic and blend. I am going to use a little bit of this shade right here called Coral just to go over that. It has a little bit of flecks of glitter, but oh well. So what I'm going to do is to go back to Tropic and add more intensity on the inner part. For lower lash line, I am going to go to Tropic and bring that along. And go to Palm. So I want the lid to pop. So what I'm going to do is to go use the concealer that we had before. I am going to go use my finger and apply Siren. I'm going to pick up a small brush to really define the crease part. I'm going to go use Tropic to blend that. And I'm going to deepen Tropic as well. So what I'm going to do is to use this Real Techniques brush and actually mix Tropic and Palm together. Just this area right here. I am going to pop on a little bit of sea foam. To make it pop more. So I'll pick up a smaller brush and apply Sunshine on the lower lash line. And then I am going to use a little bit of Bikini, this couple one right there on the outer part. For inner corner highlight, I really want to use the seafoam, so we are going to do that. Put on some false lashes and then I'll be right back to do our lips. I am so obsessed with how the eyeshadows turned out. So I only put on like a natural looking lashes because I don't want to take away the colors. For lips today, I have two right here. Both of them are from Models Prefer and these are the matte liquid lip. I have the one right here in Cherish. And this is more of a pinky brownie nude. And the other one I have is Devotee, which is more of a dusty rose shade. So I'm going to start off with Devotee, which is the dusty rose shade. And I'm going to apply that on the outer parts of the lip. Actually, this color is alright, but I want to use both of them, so I'm going to pop on Cherish on top. I love the fact that it's very creamy. It doesn't feel quite heavy on the lips because sometimes liquid lipstick can feel a little bit heavy, especially if it has a creamy formula. It dries matte, however, it takes a while for it to fully dry, which I like because you have a lot of work time in terms of like rubbing in the colors together. Almost full face of Australian drugstore makeup. I do hope you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button if you want to be updated whenever I have new uploads. And thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye!